Your job exit strategy says more about your future than your resume ever will. Some people leave with leverage, most leave with regrets. And you think quitting is the hard part? It's not. It's how you leave that can cost you your reputation, your relationships, and your next opportunity. Now, I've guided brilliant, accomplished professionals through their corporate exits, and almost all of them fall into one of 7 levels. Here's the thing. Most people are stuck at level 2 or 3 and don't even know there's a better way. So today, I'm breaking down all 7 from the absolute worst exit to the most powerful, profitable move you can make. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where you are and what it takes to level up. Let's get into it. I'm Jraya Nicole, career strategist, author, and corporate exit mentor. I help mid-career professionals leave corporate strategically and step into entrepreneurship with authority. I've been laid off, I've quit, I've pivoted, I've done this wrong, and I've done this right. And I've coached people through every single one of these levels. So let me show you what each one looks like. Level 1, the rage quit. This is the I'm done, I can't take this anymore exit. Something happens, a bad performance review, a meeting that pushes you over the edge, a confrontation with your boss, and you snap. You walk out, you send the email, you don't have a plan. You don't have savings. You just can't be there one more day. Here's what this looks like. A client who quit during a Zoom call, mid-meeting, just said, I'm out. Turned off her camera, sent her resignation that afternoon, no notice, no transition plan, just gone. Now, let me tell you why this doesn't work. You lose all your leverage. You burn bridges. You have no financial runway. And a year from now, you're either back in the same situation or you're scrambling to explain the gap on your resume. This is survival mode, not strategy, and it almost always costs you more than it gives you. If you're at this level, I get it, but we got to get you out of reactive mode before you blow up your career. Level 2, the quiet quit. This is when you mentally check out but physically stay. You do the bare minimum. You stop volunteering for projects. You show up to meetings, but you're really not there. You've mentally resigned, but you haven't actually left. Here's what that looks like. You're scrolling on LinkedIn during work hours. You're updating your resume on company time. You're passively applying to jobs, but not really moving. You're resentful, you're bitter, but you're stuck. Let me tell you why this doesn't work. Quiet quitting is not a strategy, it's a holding pattern. And the longer you stay in it, the more damage you're doing to yourself. You're not building skills, you're not growing, you're just existing. And that shows up in interviews. Hiring managers can smell resignation energy from a mile away. This is rating 2 out of 7, which is slightly better than rage quitting because at least you still have income. But you're actively hurting your future by staying in resentment mode. And if you're here, you need to either commit to fixing it or commit to leaving. But this middle ground is costing you. Level 3, the better offer. This is the I got a better job, so I'm leaving exit. Someone recruits you, you see a posting, the pay is better, the title is better, so you take it. You give your 2 weeks, you transition, you move on. Here's what this looks like. You're not leaving because you have a plan. You're leaving because something better showed up, and 6 months later, you realize it's the same problems, different logo. Why this doesn't work long term? A better offer doesn't mean a better fit. It just means more money or a fancier title. If you didn't take the time to figure out why you were unhappy, you're going to end up right back where you started. Because here's what happens. You take the new job, you're excited for about 3 months, the honeymoon phase, but then reality sets in. The company culture, it's just as political. The workload is just as heavy. Your new boss micromanages just like the old one did, and suddenly you're sitting in yet another meeting thinking, wait, I thought this was going to be different. The problem isn't the company, it's that you never define what different actually meant for you. You never ask, what do I actually want my day-to-day to look like? What kind of work energizes me versus drains me? Am I running towards something or just running away? What are my non-negotiables? You just saw more money and a better title and thought that'll fix it. But money doesn't fix misalignment, and a title doesn't fix purpose. I see this all the time. Someone leaves for a 20% raise and a VP title. A year later, they're back in my inbox. I thought this would be different. Now I'm just making more money doing work I still don't care about. This is fine if you're optimizing for salary. But if you're looking for actual fulfillment or alignment, this isn't strategic. It's just lateral. You're upgrading the package, but you're not changing the path. Here's the dangerous part. Every time you do this, you're training yourself to believe that the problem is external, that the next company, the next boss, the next role will be the answer, when really the answer is internal. It's about knowing what you're building toward, not just what you're running from. This is our rating 3 out of level 7. And this works if your only goal is more money or a better title. But if you want a career that actually fits you, you got to go deeper than this. Level 4, the plan resignation. Now we're getting somewhere. This is when you actually plan your exit. You set a timeline, you save money. You know how long your runway is. You give proper notice, you transition professionally. Here's what that looks like. You decide, I'm leaving in 6 months. So you start cutting expenses, you build up savings, you tie up some loose ends, you leave on good terms. Why this works better? You're thinking ahead. You're not reacting. You have a cushion. You're protecting yourself financially, but here's where it falls short. You're planning the logistics of leaving, but you're not planning what comes after. You know when you're leaving and how much money you have, but do you know what you're building next? Do you know how to position yourself? Do you have a strategy for converting your corporate experience into your next opportunity? So you're planning the logistics of leaving, but you're not planning what comes after. Most people at this level leave and then figure it out, which means they're still kind of winging it. So this gets a rating 4 out of 7. This is solid. You're being responsible, but you're still missing a strategic layer that turns an exit into a launch. Level 5, the strategic exit. This is where you start thinking like a chess player, not a checkers player. You're not just planning when to leave and how much money you need. You're planning how to leave with your reputation intact, your network is activated, and your runway is built. So what that looks like is you're building relationships before you need them. You're positioning yourself in your industry while you're still employed. You're documenting your wins. You're having strategic conversations. When you leave, people aren't surprised. They're supportive because you've been planting seeds the whole time. Why this works? You're protecting your reputation. You're keeping your options open. You're not burning bridges. You're building runways. And when you leave, you're not starting from zero. You're starting from credibility. This is rating 5 out of 7. This is where most smart professionals should be operating. You're thinking long-term. You're being strategic. You're setting yourself up for success. But there's still 2 levels above it. Level 6, this is what I call your beautiful exit. And it's my signature framework. A beautiful exit isn't just about leaving strategically. It's about leaving in a way that preserves relationships, positions your authority, and turns your exit into a story of growth, not desperation. So here's what this looks like. You didn't just give notice. You create a transition plan that makes your team successful without you. You don't just leave. You leave with endorsements, with referrals, with people saying, if you ever need anything, call me. You exit in a way that your former colleagues become your future clients, partners, or advocates. Why this works? Because your reputation isn't just about what you did while you were there. It's about how you left. A beautiful exit turns your departure into proof of your professionalism, your strategy, and your leadership. And that that travels with you forever. That reputation, it converts into revenue. Your former colleagues become clients. Your old boss refers your business. The company you left professionally hires you back as a consultant at premium rates. A beautiful exit isn't just good karma, it's a business strategy that pays dividends for years. This is a rating 6 out of 7. This is an elite level career strategy. Most people never get here because they don't even know it's possible. But if you want to leave corporate and build something that actually honors your expertise, this is the level you need to reach. Level 7, the leverage exit. This is the highest level, and this is where your exit becomes your competitive advantage. You're not just leaving, you're leveraging everything you built in corporate, your expertise, your network, your credibility, your corporate currency, and converting it into entrepreneurial authority. Here's what this looks like. Your last day at your corporate job is the day you step full-time into your role as CEO of your own business, consultant, or agency owner. You're not scrambling. You're not starting over. You've been building in the background, testing, validating, positioning. When you leave, you already have clients. Your corporate experience doesn't become baggage. It becomes your brand. Why this is the ultimate level? Because you're not just exiting, you're expanding. You're not running from something, you're running towards something you've designed. And that exit, it's not the end of your career, it's the beginning of your legacy. That's why it is a rating 7 of 7. This is what I teach. This is what I help people build. And this is what separates people who leave and struggle from people who leave and not only replace their 6-figure salary, but double or triple it. So which level are you? If you're at level 1 or 2, I get it. You're surviving, but we need to get you to at least a level 4 before you make a move. And if you're at level 3 or 4, you're thinking ahead, but you're missing that strategic layer that protects your reputation and positions your authority. If you're at level 5 or 6, you're operating at a high level. Keep going. And if you want to get to level 7, that's exactly what I help people do. Here's how. Start with my book, Choice Destinations. It gives you the philosophy and the framework. The companion to that is the beautiful exit workbook, which gives you a step-by-step plan, financial calculator, exit readiness scorecards, a positioning template. Then my Saturdays table, which is my free newsletter, gives you weekly strategy, keep you moving forward. All those links are below in the description. And if you're seriously ready to plan out or a level 7 exit and you need one-to-one support, that's what CAPE is for. CAPE is my career advancement and positioning experience, where I work with you directly to guide your strategic exit. We map your corporate currency, position your authority, and build your beautiful exit plan together. So if you're ready for that level of support, drop a comment with the word CAPE, CAPE, and I'll reach out with details. Like, share, and subscribe if this helped you see where you are and where you need to go. And drop a comment. Which level are you right now? Let's talk about it. Until the next video, make your next move your best move.